Okay, so with the chair nearby, we're going to try that small backward lunge. Bend both knees and reach up into
Lisa, I can't see you at all.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I see you now. Okay.
Okay, life is better. Okay, all right. Let's make sure everybody's seen my feet. Okay, so we're gonna, then with the other leg, and the leg you step back on, and we'll bend both knees slightly, and then reach across and to the side. So we're getting this stretch and down, and we're gonna repeat that. Step back, bend the knees, reach across into the corner, and then down. Step back, bend both knees, a little twist, reaching across and up. So warming up both the legs and the core as we do that reach. Also good for balance, that stepping back and reach and down. And let's take a breath in and a breath out. And we'll circle the shoulders back. So if you're newer to class, I want to give a few instructions to have a chair nearby because we'll be using it soon. And don't do anything that's painful or something you think maybe is not good for you. We try to move slow enough so that you can watch the first one and then join in. To give an idea. Some of the positions we're going to use standing, one is the plie position, and what we do, we just turn the toes out and step out, and you get your legs further apart, and then you bend the knees, and the knees point toward the toes, and right away you start to feel this is a good position for strengthening the thighs. And we're going to reach forward, and we're going to be strengthening in the upper back as we hold that leg strengthening position, that reach, and squeeze the elbows back. And we're going to change it. A reach up, a pull down, and kind of pull the elbows in towards your waist. Reach up, pull down, pull the elbows in, and a reach up, pull down, and then reaching down and now lifting the elbows up, another upper back strengthener, and up. So the hands coming right up in front of your armpits, a reach up and a reach up. And then we'll do a little slide side to side, so that you get the knee to fully straighten on one side and then the other. And this is a good way to stretch the joint capsule and work on knee health. And then another thing we're going to do from here, separate a little further. And then bend the knees a little more, sink down a little more. And the purpose of this is to make the thighs work even harder. And then contract the belly and feel your belly. We'll let the arms go side to side, but it's not really a swing. We're moving, slowly drop, slowly lift, and then around the front, like you're washing windows. Feel how the stomach contracts with that. Should feel your thighs getting tired, and then overhead. Notice how the stomach contraction changes when you reach up, like you're washing the ceiling. Okay, and then let's bring the hands down. Now there's two ways to bring the legs together. The easy way, easier, step, step. Let's step back out, toes out, knees out. Another way to come back in is to hop, little jumps. And that's a little more impact into the body. Let's take a breath in and a breath out. And before we go with some music, I want to practice one more movement. And this one is where you do need your chair nearby. So you can just rest a hand on your chair because we'll be on one leg some of the time. And what we like to do is if you use your chair, try to use a light touch, 1 or 2 fingers, so that you're still having to balance. And we're gonna do one leg at a time. We're gonna just use the foot to kind of spring the leg up. So that lift and lower, keep the shoulders back, keep the heart lifted, and then let's see if we can spring up and hold. And then with a lot of control, we're gonna lower and lift and lower. Okay, let's take a breath in. Just getting started. Want to keep getting oxygen to the tissues. Chair's there if you need it. Let's go to the other leg, that little spring. Spring, spring, spring. And we're getting ready to pause and lift and hold. And hold. And then we're going to, with control, do a down, up, down. So touch and lift and down. We're going to do a little step lift. Try to get good control with that so that you can lower the legs slowly. We're wanting to have that control where you balance on one leg as you lift up and lift down. And then what you want to do is put one hand on your chair. And we're going to try that with the eyes closed, working on gaining that kind of slow lift, slow lowering, even with the eyes closed. It's like walking in the dark, where without being able to see well, being able to keep your balance a little bit. Okay, and a breath in, and a breath out. And then this will look kind of familiar to people. We're going to separate the legs. And we're going to bend the knees a little. We're going to bring the arms out and do a back strengthener. So what we want to do is hinge at the hips. So it'll look kind of like this, seat sticking out, a flat back. And then we're going to turn and touch one toe and come back to the center, arms wide, really feel those muscles in the back working, and then turn, touch your other toe, and hands wide, and then use your seat muscles to push the hips forward to come up, and a breath in, and a breath out. Circle the shoulders back to relax your upper back. Usually is very relaxing. And then we want to try one other movement. We're practicing these movements where you separate the legs to strengthen the hips. This one, you're going to stand a little to one side. You need some space. We're going to step out to the side. Okay, so we're going to lift a knee, step out to the side, and land on that leg. And I'm hoping you can see me okay because I'm trying to have my hip, my foot, my upper body aligned vertically. I don't want to be have my foot out too far. I want my foot under my body, so I'm vertically aligned over that one leg. This leg sticking out here. What I want to do is do like a toe, heel, toe, heel. So I got all my weight on one leg. This is great for bone density. Get all the weight over. And then let's come back to center, and I'm going to step back in. And then let's practice that on the other side. So make sure you have good space. And so for this one, toes face straight ahead, big step up and out, like you're stepping over something. And then you're vertically aligned over that leg. And let's do a toe heel with that leg sticking out, putting all your weight on that one leg. And then we'll put the weight back down there, a big step back in. Okay, and a breath in and a breath out. Let's bring the hands forward. Let's open and close in the hands. Do a big backward arm circle, really stretching the chest, expanding the lungs. Okay, and I'm going to add some music. So we'll do these movements, but in a way that we're working also on some quickness and coordination. So chair can be nearby. As part way through, we're going to do the leg lifts. We won't need the chair right at first. So my speaker's off. We're gonna step out, toes out, knees out, sink a little, and hold. Squeeze back, reach forward, squeeze back, reach forward, squeeze back, forward and lift. Now we're gonna squeeze the elbows down to the sides and reach. Down to the sides and reach, down to the sides, reach. Let's bring the hands down and lift the elbows. Up, down, up, down. Last one, up, down, and then let's straighten the knee and straighten, 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 and maybe a little wider. Lowering a little, bend the knees a little more, tense your belly, and we're going to wash the floor to start with. Feeling the abdomen, watch the windows, good. And the ceiling overhead. Okay, a little relaxation, a little stretch in the knees, straightening. Elbow down. Reach the other hand out like this. Good. Now lift that other arm out to the side. Use your trunk, lifting you up. Other elbow down. A reach. Other hand out and up. Now as we bring the hands down, we'll bring the feet together. Let's do that bouncing up with one knee and bounce, bounce, and hold and lift. Down, up, down, other leg, bounce, and bounce, bounce up, down, hold, then lift. Good, down, up, and down, excellent. Arms to the sides, stick your seat out flat back, lean down, touch one toe, out, your other toe, and out, and then use your seat to push you back up straight. Okay, and then we'll take a breath in and a breath out. Okay, and now the next part of class is still standing, and our focus here is to get some impacts into the lower body for bone density, as well as some quickness for coordination. So put on a march And we'll practice some toe walking, heel walking, stomping, toes out, toes in, all kinds of ways to keep the hips healthy in terms of bone density. So here we go. We'll start with tippy toes. And if you want, you can go to a jog and add a punch, either walking or jogging. Now we'll go to a heel walk. So I'm lifting my toes, just touching down with my heels. This is the good preparation for going to a stomp. Now flat-footed, and most of the impact goes into your heel. Lift the heart, and we're going to go to a double stomp. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and heels in, toes out. To change the way we're using the hip muscles, toes forward, and we're going to go just to a pedaling motion, and then we're going to go toes in. Contract your belly along with those hip muscles. We're going to do a stomp, 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 jump, jump, stomp, 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 jump, jump, stomp, 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 jump, jump, stomp. Or you can just keep stomping if you want. Stomp. Let's go. Hop, hop, stomp, 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 hop, hop, stomp, 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 hop, hop. Do whatever you want to the end. We're almost done. Okay, so let's take a breath in, backward arm circle, a breath out. Okay, and another breath in and a breath out. Okay, so we've worked on some standing balance and coordination, and then we've worked on the impacts. So part of the impacts is we're trying to get 100 impacts a day into each leg. If you do that 5 days a week, is what is needed to maintain or even improve bone density. So now we're gonna come around to the front edge of your chair. I have to switch up here. Okay, and if you need to unmute to tell me something, if there's anything I need to know, this is a good time. If you can't hear, you can't see, if anything seems to be glitchy. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and stand back up.
Lisa?
Yeah.
You know, I was just thinking that, you know, it's nice that we're all lined up, but you're pretty small, so I think the lineup is supposed to be the high, and then you're very small. And
Okay, I thought I had it set for me. Let me see. Is this better?
Yes.
Oh, sorry about that. I didn't realize I didn't have that set yet.
Yeah, okay, now I have to unmute somewhere here. Oh,
Okay. Or mute. You have to Sorry about that. If you were newer to the class, that wouldn't have been so great. Huh? Thanks for saying something. Okay, so what we want to do now is we're going to use squatting to the chair as a way of building balance and strength. So we get our feet about hip width apart, stick the seat out, keeping kind of a flat back, and just bring your hands down to your knees. And then widen the shoulders, look forward, pull in your belly, and then we're going to touch the corners of the chair, and we're going to slowly lower as slow as you can to the seat of the chair. And then what we like to do is power up. So we went down slow, we'll go up about twice as fast using our power there. Okay, and then we'll bring our arms back. Good way to widen the shoulders, stick the seat out, wiggle your legs, make sure you feel the chair seat there, and we'll slowly lower again, slow as you can go, and then we'll power up from there. And for some back strength, we'll bring the arms overhead so your biceps are kind of near your ears. And now we stick the seat out, check, make sure your chair is right behind you, right where you think it is. And now we'll slowly lower and go ahead and power up. And then we'll take a breath in and a breath out. And we're going to stagger the feet a little. So one foot a little in front of the other. This is to put more weight on the back foot. And now we'll get in that position, go down, touch your chair, and see if we can slowly go down. And then go ahead and power up. Hands back, really wide shoulders, seat out, and with strength and control, lowering and powering up. And hands overhead, we'll get the seat out and slowly lower and power up. So by the time we're done here, we'll have done quite a few squats and raises. We'll stagger the other foot in front. And we'll start with locating the chair, seat out, chest forward. Make sure you feel your feet are in the right spot in relationship to the seat of your chair. And we'll slowly lower and come up. And then we'll go with our different arm positions using different muscles. You know, most of your weight on your back leg close to the chair, slowly down. This is because we need to get some body weight over that leg and up. If you have any doubt about where your chair is, take a look, make sure it's in the right spot, and we'll go very slowly down and then back up. And this is the last time. We're going to lower down. Okay, let's go ahead and separate the legs, widen the shoulders, and now we're going to do a back stretch. So a flat back, we'll lean forward. And then we're going to do a curl up by tucking the chin, pulling your stomach, and curl up like a snail. And slowly unroll. And one more time, stretching out. This stretch, you might feel it in your seat. Tuck the chin, pull in the belly, curl up, and slowly unroll. We're going to alternate some shoulder shrugs, both relaxing and strengthening in the upper back. And then we're going to do another stretch, a breath in. Turn to look at one knee as you breathe out. Fold over that leg. Reach towards your foot and let your body relax on your thigh. We want to strengthen on the way up. So we're going to first lift the arms, reaching out, and then your thumbs can point toward the ceiling and your thumbs can lead you up. So you have to use all of your back muscles as you lift. And folding over to the other leg, reach for the foot, reach out. Now with the energizing back muscles, thumbs lead you up and down. And let's take a breath in and a breath out. Okay. We're going to scoot a little back in the chair, and we're going to do some movements that work on both the upper and the lower body. And then we are going to add some music to those. So hold on a sec. So, and as we do these, remember, if anything hurts or you get tired, just relax for a minute and then maybe join back in. But don't push it if there's any pain or you have any concern about any of the exercises. We're going to put the hands on the knees, straighten the elbows, and let's touch a shoulder, reach across, and float back down to the knee. So this is a movement that is about slow, controlled, coordinated movements. It's meant to be smooth. It's not like you're trying to swat a fly. This is more like slowly cutting through a cake. Nice, slow, controlled motion. A good shoulder movement. And then we're going to bring both hands up and touch the elbows together, getting a stretch in the back. Then we're going to bring the elbows wide to strengthen in the upper back, that pulling the elbows back. And circle the elbows back. For posture, you want the upper back muscles strong so they can hold your shoulders back rather than letting them fall forward. Then we're going to straighten, extend the wrists, and then rotate in the shoulder till the fingertips are up. Then let's go in a backward movement till the fingertips are down. So we're getting deep rotation in the shoulder, and then till the fingertips are up and the fingertips go down. And then out to the side, let's take a breath in and a breath out. Okay. Now, what we'd like to do is bring the hands to the front, and we're going to start using the muscles now in the front of the stomach. We're going to bend the elbows. We're going to watch the elbow as we twist, look behind, and then come back to the front. And we'll straighten the arms, then bend, watch your other elbow, twist, look back. So you can see this would also help with driving, being able to look over your shoulder, twist, look back, and forward, because both the neck muscles and the eye muscles have to help out, watching that elbow to the front. And then we're going to change that a little, so it's a little more stomach exercise yet. We're going to turn, look to the side and forward. So getting the trunk muscles strong helps with lifting the legs, with bending over and standing up, keeping those muscles strong. And then we're just going to bring the arms out. We'll bring the legs out a little, and we'll do a different back stretch, leaning over and then hug behind your leg. Give a pull with your arms. Your face just falls toward your knee. Now stay leaning over. Bring your arms out wide to the side, and then use your back muscles to lift. Every time we use those back muscles, they pull on the bones of the spine. Give a hug, arms wide, and we want that pulling on the bones of the spine for bone density. We're just going to lean back now in the chair. Bring your feet in, lift, reach around, Give a pull and let your head fall forward. And then look up. Now keep that leg lifted. This is where some more strength comes in. Slow release. And then we'll lift the other leg. Reach around. Good pull for flexibility. Let your head fall forward. Stretching the whole back and neck. Look forward. Keep the leg up. And we follow that with a strengthener. Coming down slow. And then we can just, we're going to jump the legs out and in a few times, really activating the hips and the stomach all at once. And let's leave them out this time. Let's take a breath in, and we're just going to dive the hands to the floor as we breathe out. So kind of a quick movement, diving down. Then walk your hands forward. Walk, walk until you can walk forward no more. Then we're going to reach out with both hands toward your screen. And then we're going to use the back muscles to lift up. Once again, working on that bone density in the back. An important thing about the bones of the back is the bigger the back muscles, the more bone density there is in the back. Let's take a breath in and a breath out. And then let's scooch ourselves back in the chair. And now we're going to give our core muscles a little rest. We're going to go ahead and lean back in the chair. And what we're going to do now is stimulate the knees. We want to straighten both knees vigorously by swinging the legs out. And every time, think of fully straightening the knees to get that knee stimulation. This time we'll leave them out nice and straight. And we're going to point and flex in the ankles, because what we're thinking about now is keeping the ankles fully flexible for walking. So this is about fully pointing, fully flexing as we do each side. And then another flexibility exercise, we're going to circle the ankles. Fully moving the ankles, going slow so you can get your fullest movement possible in the ankles. Okay. And then we're going to bring the feet down, and then we're just going to come up straight in the chair. We're going to add a bit of hip flexibility. We're going to go toes out and then pressing up onto the tippy toes. So really strengthening in the arches and the calves, toes in, squeeze the knees together, and you'll feel your stomach contract, and pressing up and down. Swivel out, let your knees go out, press to the tippy toes, getting some arch in the foot, and down, toes in, and pressing up, and down. And we'll take a breath in as we reach up, a breath out as we circle back and down. Okay. Now what I'd like to do is work on the coordination, making this a little quicker by using some music. So we'll go through these movements in order with some music. So come a little halfway forward on your chair. Hands to the knees. Getting that straight back, so your muscle and your back are contracted. We're going to touch, reach to the knee, and a touch, reach to the knee, and a touch, reach, knee, and again. Both hands up, and touch, and wide, and out. Little rotation, and down. Front, look back, and forward. Look back, and forward. Here, now we're going to turn, front, turn, front. We're going to touch each toe. And lift. Now we're going to hug each leg. And arms out and lift. And a lean and a hug. Arms out and lift, lean back. Lift and squeeze. And down. And lift and squeeze. Out. And down. We'll do each leg again. Lift and squeeze. Out and down. Last one, lift, a dive to the floor. Walk forward and lift both arms. Use your back muscles. Up, back to the arms. Touch, reach, knee. Touch, reach, knee. Touch, reach, knee. Touch, reach, both hands. Touch, wide, out, circle, and down. One more chance to rotate. Other side, looking back. And then we're going to come to the back of the chair, lean back, swing your legs. Getting the knees straight, even out. And circle, circle, other way. And again. And the other way. And let's forward a little. Getting ready. Hands go out, up, down, in, up, out, up, down, in, up. And then let's do a breath in and a breath out. Okay. And from here, we're going to be using the weights in just a few minutes. We're going to do a little bit of strengthening for the core. That's pretty doable, and that it's easy on the back. Let's start with the hands on the knees. We're going to inhale and straighten the back, lift the heart. Exhale, and as we do that, we'll curl and look towards your lap. Inhale. Gazing slightly up, getting some arch in the back. Exhale, and we contract the belly and curl up. Let's come up, a breath in. This time we're going to drop the hands off the knees as we exhale. Just come to what feels like your straightest back. So your shoulders are right over your hips, your stomach is somewhat contracted. And keeping the shoulders really wide, we're going to lift one knee and then the other as a way to really strengthen the thigh and the abdomen. To make that a little harder, we'll just raise the hands up by the ears as we keep that going, and then we'll go down to a tiptoe and stay on the tiptoes as we lift, building endurance. And now as we lift one knee, we're going to rotate in that direction. So lift and rotate, involving even more muscles in the abdomen as we tippy-toe with that twist. And let's bring the hands down. Let's just bring the hands here, and we're going to come way out to the front edge of the chair, and we're going to do a sit-up for a minute. So we're on the front edge of the chair. We straighten the back like there's a steel pole in your back. We're going to clench the belly. That means pulling your belly button towards your backbone and hold that clench. We're going to slowly go back and then lift back up. And we'll stretch forward And coming up, clenching the belly again, straightening the back. And we go back till we just barely touch, and we'll lift it back up. And we get some stretch by coming on forward. And we'll just come back up straight and bring the hands back out to the sides again. Now we're going to work on the muscles, the sides of the trunk. Bring the elbow down toward the hip and think of using the muscles on this side of the body to pull the elbow toward the hip. For the other side, do those muscles, give that extra little pull, a side bend, a pull, and a side bend and a pull. And then we're going to work on the muscles a different way with the lean. So what we want to do is twice reach out to the side and up. Clench your belly, reach. And let's go to the other side twice. A reach and a reach. So using the weight of the upper body to strengthen the muscles around the waist, the ribs, the abdomen. And we'll do a breath in and a breath out. And we're going to relax. We'll bring the arms here, and we're going to straighten one arm at a time. We're going to watch our hand go behind us. So straighten and turn, and to the front, straighten and turn. Into the front, and a straighten and turn. And last one, looking back and forward. We'll bring the arms down and a side bend. Let your head relax, kind of fall to that side, the center, and the other side. And then letting the neck relaxing so the head can fall. And back up. Let's take a breath in and a breath out. And we're going to use the weights. If you're not going to use the weights, go ahead and do your 5 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. They look like this. 3, 4, 5 before you leave. And if you're staying, we're going to stand up and use the hand weight. You could also stay for the standing part, which involves lunges and stepping to the side. You could do them without hand weights also.
Thank you, Lisa. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
I'll be back Monday morning. Bye.
Oh, I'm glad your flight is going to work out.
Lisa,
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody knows that if they hit speaker view, that makes it big up in the upper right-hand corner. But if they have lots of little dots, then that's the whole gallery.
I see. So upper right-hand corner on most laptops.
Yeah, and it says speaker view.
Yeah.
So anyway, Judith, you're there. Did you hear that?
Yeah. Well, I have a spotlight view I can do as host, and I had not done it.
That's great. Yeah, but
Part of,
we
that
see you
fine.
very well.
Well, yeah, I do very well. There's just, like I said, there's buttons everywhere on the screen. So finding the right one. So if you're staying and you're using weights, just to remind you, you want to hold them, thumb wraps around one direction and fingers the other way. And we're going to try to keep our wrists straight as we use them and not let the wrist bend, but keep the wrist straight. Lots of reasons to use weights for muscle strength and bone density. Also, it's good for the brain to have to use the weights. It just throws everything off and makes it a little different. So let's go to a frontward lunge, which we haven't done yet. So make sure you have space in front of you. You could, if you're newer, you want to have your chair there. You kind of stand off of the back corner of your chair. So you're reaching forward slightly And then we're gonna lunge forward to a flat foot. So let's start with a small lunge. So that's step forward, and then you bend to both knees and widen the shoulders, and you end up with your hips, your shoulders right over your hips. Okay? We're just gonna, today, we're gonna do for the biceps with the palms facing forward. We're gonna lift both up and a slow release. Elbows stay right at your sides. You don't let your elbows wing out. And a slow release. And we'll bring that up. And try to go all the way till you're as close to your shoulder as you can get. You get a little more contraction of the biceps that way. And we'll bring slowly up. We're just going to bring them to the front now. And we're going to do a figure 8. And this is a way to work on the stomach muscles, the shoulder muscles. To do that controlled movement. You could probably, usually you feel your stomach really engaged with that. And then here, let's bring them into the chest, and let's go ahead and step back. And we'll go ahead and lunge forward to a flat foot on the other side. Now, one thing you could do, put both your weights on one hand. If you want to use the chair, some of us have been doing this for a long time, but if you're new, it looks different and it feels different. The body has to get used to it. So we'll come forward to a flat foot. We bend both knees, and we're going to do that again for the biceps, the lifting muscles up, palms forward, keeping the wrists straight, keeping the elbows in. So you get the right body alignment, no unnecessary wear and tear on the wrists if you keep the wrists straight. Now your lunge, if you are used to lunging, you can lower a little by bending the knees a little more, and you'll immediately feel your legs are being more challenged. Let's come to the front, and let's do the figure 8. We do the lunges for bone density, leg strength, and balance. So many benefits. And let's bring those in, and we're going to step back. And then for a breath, let's go ahead and drop and circle the shoulders, breathing in and out. And then for the shoulders, we're going to bring the weights and rotate the palms out, rotate the palms forward and around behind, and maybe out again. So getting that great rotation in the shoulder. Okay, and around like that. Okay, let's go ahead now. If everybody could step forward a little, we'll do a backward lunge. So we're going to step back with one foot. So if you are using your chair, you want to be standing kind of toward the front leg of your chair where you can reach and step back. So just to be thinking of that, make sure there's nothing behind you. We'll do that to the ball of the foot. So now you're on the ball of your back foot. We're going to bring the weights here, and we're going to go out and in. We're going to go out and in. And then we'll go here, we're going to raise the arms to the sides, and we're going to do a lift and just to parallel, and a lift and just to parallel. Let's bring the elbows down, we'll step forward, and let's step back with the other leg to the ball of the foot, bend both knees, elbows in. This can even be done seated, really good for the shoulders. It's the rotator muscles that stabilize the shoulder. We'll come here, come out, and we're going to lift this way. bring this down and we'll step forward. And we're just gonna leave them up here. We're gonna use these to strengthen in the seat and the trunk. Run them as high as possible. Contract your seat, and we'll do a side bend, and then use your seat muscles and your trunk muscles to pull you up and going over. So we're using these weights, we're adding to our body weight the amount of weight your muscles have to control. Pulling up, and we're going over and pulling up with that. Let's go ahead, toes out, go back to that bent knee position, and we're gonna do our overhead work in this position. So this is about reaching up into your closets and your cupboards. And for this, we're gonna have the palms facing in. We're gonna push up on one side and down, getting some full elbow movement along with this. And we go up, a little pause and a slow release. Up, straight elbow, fully straightening, and a little slow release. And we might try both at once. Up, slowly down, and up, slowly down. Let's straighten on one side and the other side. Let's bring them here. And you can either jump or step your legs back together. Whatever that works for you. And then for the triceps, we're going to do a side lunge. So let's do a breath first. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. So for the side lunge, it's just like we did before with standing. You need a little room to the side, and it's like you're stepping up and over. It's a dog or a cat, and you go with all your weight on one side. In this case, once we're in position, we're gonna let the seat stick out and the chest come forward. We're gonna bring I have my one arm dangling. I'm gonna straighten that arm over the leg where all my weight is. So I'm pushing straight back and try not turning your neck as we bend and straighten. One more, bend and straighten. Let's bring these both to the chest, and we'll spring the legs back together. And then we'll go to the other side, that up, over, stand, get your vertical alignment, seat sticks out, chest forward, one elbow to the back, and we're gonna straighten and bend. So we get, so you can feel this, the back of the upper arm, the triceps, a great exercise. Really strengthening in that muscle. And back. And we'll bring that up, back to the chest, and we'll, with control, bring our legs back together. And let's circle the shoulders back. And let's go back to a front lunge. So that up, over to a flat foot, bend to both knees. We're gonna work some on leg strength here. While we're holding the weights, we'll do a pulse, pulse, jump, jump. Good, let's do a pulse, pulse, jump, jump. And let's go ahead and we'll step back. We'll step forward on the other leg. So both toes face straight ahead, bend both knees, we'll do a pulse and a pulse and a jump and a jump. Pulse, pulse, and a jump, and a jump. Okay. Wrong way. Legs coming back. And let's take a breath in and a breath out. Yeah, and we'll do a little cool down. A little slow march back and forth. And let's go ahead and put the weights down. We're going to get our chairs. Okay, and then we'll finish with some stretching. Let's lean back in the chair and let's circle the face. Start the neck relaxing. And then we'll go the other way. Let's bring our arms to the sides and we'll come up real straight in the chair. And we're going to lean over and reach up. And we'll come to the center and lean to the other side and reach up, kind of preparing the lungs for those deep breaths. We'll come back to the center and then let's do our 5 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. And circle the shoulders back.